Hello everyone, I am Preeti from Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Cyber Security. Today I want to discuss about biology. In biology, I want to discuss about carbohydrates. Carbohydrate means carbohydrates are sugar molecules along with proteins and fats. Carbohydrates are one of the three main nutrients found in foods and drinks. Your body breaks down carbohydrates into glucose. Glucose or blood sugar is the main source of energy for your body cells, tissue and organs. Introduction to carbohydrates. Carbohydrates represent a broad group of substances which include the sugar, starch, gum, and cellulose. The common attributes of carbohydrates are that they contain only the elements carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, and that their combustion will yield carbon dioxide plus one or more molecules of water. Carbohydrates are organic compounds made up on carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. They are essentially macronutrients that provides energy for the body. Carbohydrates are classified into simple and complex forms based on their chemical structure. Types of carbohydrates. Simple carbohydrates include sugars such as glucose, fructose, and sucrose. Complex carbohydrates like starch and fiber consist of multiple sugar molecules linked together. Carbohydrates are the primary source of energy for the body, especially for brain function. Functions of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates provides quick energy for the immediate used by the body. They also play the role in supporting the immune system and maintaining the external health. Carbohydrates are essential for fueling physical activity and exercise. Digestion of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are broken down into glucose during digestion. Enzymes in the mouth, stomach, and small intestines helps in the digestion process. Glucose is then absorbed into the blood streams to be used as energy. During digestion, starch and sugars are broken down both mechanically, example through chewing, and chemical example by enzymes, into the single units glucose, fructose, and lactose, which are absorbed into the bloodstream and transported for energy throughout the body. Sources of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are found in a variety of foods such as fruits, vegetables, grains, and dairy products. Whole grains, legumes, and vegetables are excellent source of complex carbohydrates. Processed foods like sugary snacks and beverages contain simple carbohydrates. Glycemic index of carbohydrates. The glycemic index ranks carbohydrates based on their effect on blood sugar levels. High glycemic index foods cause a rapid spike in blood sugar, while low glycemic acid foods lead to a slower, more gradual rise. Choosing low glycemic index carbohydrates can help in better blood sugar control. Carbohydrates and weight management. Consuming an appropriate amount of carbohydrates is crucial for weight management. Balancing carbohydrates intake with protein and healthy fat can aid in weight loss and maintenance. Choosing all unprocessed carbohydrates over refined options is beneficial for overall health. Properties of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates have the following major properties. First one is they are polyhydroxyaldehydes, and second one is they are asymmetric carbons that are generally manufactured by the rotation of plane polarized light. Third one is they have the ability to form multiple hydrogen bonds, generally giving them by property of being. Carbohydrates are water soluble compounds. They can form simple sugar, starch, and fibers. Carbohydrates can be classified based on their molecular structure and functions. Monosaccharides. Monosaccharides are the simplest form of carbohydrates. Examples include glucose, fructose, and galactose. They are the building blocks of more complex carbohydrates. Disaccharides. Disaccharides consist of two monosaccharides units. Common disaccharides include sucrose, lactose, and maltose. These sugars are broken down into monosaccharides during digestion. Polysaccharides. Polysaccharides are complex carbohydrates made of many monosaccharides units. Starch and glycogen are examples of polysaccharides used for energy storage in plants and animals. Dietary fiber is a type of polysaccharides that supports digestive health. Solubility of carbohydrates. Some carbohydrates are soluble in water, forming a gel-like consistency. Soluble fibers found in oats and legumes can help lower cholesterol levels. Insoluble fibers like those in wheat bran promote regular bowel movements. Sweetness of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates vary in their sweetness levels. Simple sugars like glucose and fructose are sweeter than complex carbohydrates. Artificial sweeteners are used as sugar substitutes in foods and beverages. Fermentation of carbohydrates. Fermentation is the conversion of carbohydrates like glucose into alcohols and carbon dioxide or organic acid by its bacteria are a combination under anaerobic conditions. Some carbohydrates can be formed by gut bacteria. Fermentation is dietary fibers produces short chain fatty acids which have various healthy benefits. Fermented foods like yogurt and sauerkraut contains beneficial bacteria that aid in digestion. Energy production from carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are the body preferred source of energy. Glucose is converted into ATP through cellular respiration fuel metabolic processes. Excess of carbohydrates can be stored by as glycogen in the liver and muscles for later use. Impact of carbohydrates on health. Carbohydrates play a vital role in overall health and well-being. Consuming a balanced mix of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats is essential for optimal health. Monitoring carbohydrates intake can help prevent chronic disease like diabetes and obesity. Recommended carbohydrate intake. The recommended daily intake of carbohydrates varies based on individual needs. The dietary guidelines of Americans guess that 45 to 65% of totally daily calories should come from carbohydrates. Athletes and active individuals may require higher carbohydrates intake for energy needs. Carbohydrates and dietary recommendations. Choosing whole nutrient dense carbohydrates is key for healthy diet. Limiting added sugars and refined carbohydrates can reduce and the risk of chronic disease. Incorporating a variety of carbohydrate sources can ensure a well-rounded nutrient intake. Conclusion about carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are essential nutrients that provide energy for the body. Understanding the different types of functions carbohydrates is crucial for maintaining overall health. Balancing carbohydrates intake with other macronutrients can support optimal well-being and performance. Thank you for following along with this session. I appreciate your attention as I explain this part. Thank you so much for watching my video.